Hi friends, today we will start with one of the important topic or the start of the management process, and we have completed already several videos on management like the motivation, then the communication and some other important topics which we have already covered, and this topic was not covered, so let's start it today and we'll complete it. And after this video, I'll put some MCQs on process of management that will also be very useful for the exam. So in this video, we will be covering planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So let's start. Now, first is what is management? So if we go and see the dictionary, the management meaning is management is the process of dealing with or controlling things or people. And the important definition which is used is Harold Kuntz, who says that management is the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized groups. So Harold says that it is the art, but Henry Fayol said the management is to forecast and to plan and organize, to command, to coordinate and to control. So these are the definitions of the management. Now let's see how management is processed. Since in our syllabus it is given that the process of management, so we will stick to the syllabus which says. So now discuss how management is the process. Firstly, what is a process? Process is a series of action or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. This is the dictionary definition of process. So how it fits to the management? George R. Terry, he says that management is a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating and controlling, performed to determine and accomplish stated objectives by the use of human beings and other resources. Now, if we go with the second definition and read the first definition again, then we can find that the management actually is a process, and the steps in the process are: first we go to the planning, then organizing, then actuating, controlling, performed, and to achieve a particular target which is decided by the management. What is the objective of the management? Now these are the steps in the management process. Various writers, they have given different processes of the management. Generally we will discuss the most prominent process of the management. People, certain writers, they have bifurcated certain processes, and certain writers, they have uh, clubbed one or two processes, but we will stick to the syllabus which says the following processes. So first we will discuss about the planning, then organizing, then stepping, then directing, and then finally controlling. So these are the 5 steps for the process. This is the process of management that we will discuss in our video. So first, take the planning. This is the first step in the management process, and this is the fundamental step of the management. Planning means deciding in advance related what, how, where, and when something is to be done. So, first you answer these questions, and answering these questions is considered planning. So, planning is projecting the future course of action for the business. Planning is essentially choosing among the alternative, therefore, the decision making can be seen as important aspect of the planning. Since the planning is the first step, we go and find out the different alternatives, and we discuss about the alternatives and the trade-off among the different alternatives. Then we opt for the best alternative. So finding out the best alternative requires certain decision making skills, intellectual skills, and you need to have some experience so that it is easier for you to find out the best alternative. It comprises determination or laying down of objectives, policies, procedures, rules, programs, budgets, and strategies. And planning can be a short term, medium term, or long term, depending on what work we are planning to do. Generally, this is understood that since this is an intellectual job, it is the job of the top management. However, we should know that the planning is important at all level in the hierarchy. The next step comes is organizing. Organizing is the second step in the management process. So once you have done the planning process, you have find out the best alternative and you have decided that which plan you want to opt. Now the second step is organizing. In organizing what we do, we divide a plan into activities and grouping the activities in a logical pattern. Then assigning these groups of activities to individuals and then delegating authority to their positions and people so as to enable them to perform the activities assigned to them. Then we have stopping. Once you have done the planning, then you have done the organizing that for particular job what you need. Say for if you want to start a new plant, then you need some labor, some supervisor, some engineers, some administrative staff. So all these things which you have divided that these many activities will be required. Now you need to find the proper staff for them, these activities, so that they will do these activities. So the third step comes is staffing. In the staffing, once the planning and organizing is done, the next step comes the placing right people for the right job. Placing right people for the right job is the staffing. This is called stepping. The stepping process therefore provides the organizations with adequate, competent and qualified personnel at all levels. Thus, in stepping, management does the proper selection of candidates for positions, deciding proper remuneration so that they can attract the talent. Then you need to provide them training and development, and then you have to do the proper evaluation of the employees. So these are the steps in the staffing process. So once the planning, organizing and staffing is done, then we have to do is directing. So the best planning, organizing and staffing do not give any result unless there is proper directing. With this function, the manager make the employees accomplish their tasks by making them integrate their individual efforts with the interest and objectives of the enterprise. It involves properly motivating, communicating with, and leading the subordinates, guiding, counseling, and supervising the subordinates. So, these are the sub steps of the directing. Once you have planned, organized, and the stepping is done, now you have to have certain kind of direction for the staff to achieve the objective of the organization. To achieve the objective, the direction can be that the employees need to be motivated, the proper objective needs to be communicated to them, then you have to guide the people, you have to counsel them, and there needs to be some supervisor who see that whether the subordinates are doing the job in the way they are supposed to do. After this we have the controlling. So in controlling what they do, the directing is good, but it does not ensure that there will not be any deviation from the planning. So once we have made the plan, we want that all the employees or the staff stick to the plan to achieve the goal. Now the proper staffing you have done, you have selected the uh, appropriate people for the appropriate job, and you have directed them properly. But still there are chances that there may be deviation in their understanding, there may be deviation in their objectives. So what you have to do, you have to have the controlling function also. So in the controlling is what we do is to eliminate or reduce the deviation. It is concerned with seeing whether the activities have been or being performed in conformity with the plans. Then the sub-steps in the controlling are determination of standards for measuring work performance, measurement of actual performance, comparing actual with standard, finding deviation, and taking corrective actions. So these are the sub-steps of the controlling. So for the controlling, you have to have the standard for measuring the work performance. If you do not have any standard, then how you can find the deviation? So to find the deviation, you need to have the standard. Then you have to measure the actual performance of the employees vis-a-vis your standards set. Then you have to compare the actual performance with the measurement with the actual performance with the standard performance. Then you can see whether there is any deviation. If there is any deviation, then what you have to do, you have to take the corrective action so that this deviation can be reduced or eliminated. So these were the steps of the management process. With this, we have completed our video on process of management, and I hope you have liked my video. And in the next video I will provide around 50 questions on the process of management. I think that MCQs will be very handy for you for your examination and to evaluate yourself, and these questions will be selected on the basis of their competencies for the competitive exams. And if you like my video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. That your subscription and your comments motivates me a lot to make more good videos. And you can also email me at prishaacademy@gmail.com. And for more videos, you can also click on the playlist RBI Grade B 2019, where you will find almost all the topics of the Grade B videos. Thanks for watching.